Shapuzet, it's your boy Kyle Michelson, the host that does the most, aka Dediona, aka Kyle Michelson. That's Mufasa.
And it's your girl Lucy back at it again, guys. I am with.
It's your boy Sean Crackle, the vlogger of the vloggers. Let's go.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man, we are back with another episode of the Populace Chats, and this is episode 2. We are on. Escom is on. Aiki load shedding. The sound is on. As you can hear me.
No,
1, 2, 3.
It's a crazy story, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
It's a crazy
Bro.
story.
Do
you want to talk about it?
Yo, bro. Like, first of all, shout out to Wabandu, because the thing is, we didn't expect it to turn out to be for a first episode.
For real?
And I call the first episode that had not bad quality per se, but it was bad quality. In my perspective. Yeah,
Kumu, it was the worst quality because of lighting.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah.
And the sound, bro.
And the sound as well.
Can you imagine? We got there, Ngoban Clash, around 9 to 10.
19, yeah.
Right? Then, kwa postpone shoot. Yeah, bo.
Yeah.
Postpone kwa koni shoot. Then, kwa twas so shoot no pango 12. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, bo, sure. And gen ukutina, say kabuka la way.
Yeah, but
big studio. Green la way. You know, okay, man, but serious ababand, yabo. Umchita bane babecela nekuse. Unazi chome esifiza ngumculo. Uzanaza. I'm like, my brother, don't worry. I got you. Hey. Ngaki iqaleko za couch.
Hey.
Ingxaki iqaleko za couch.
Poor guys, siphansi sahlala kuzitulo like chairs. You see the chairs you find at a funeral with cover-ups. We were almost going like it was crazy. I was like, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Then the second thing was that ke ngoku xa silandukayo bazorecorda. Ananoba imic lawe kanye iduster okanye umshayelo.
Ngayimopu.
So yabo. So I'm like, okay, aren't we gonna get 3 mics because it's 3 hosts, yabo?
Yeah.
Light semva kwethu, ayikho esiphambi kwethu. I'm like, sizoba sunkissed njani? Abantu basibona njani? But I was like, okay, I must qhubekeke in the show. And then it was just a lot for me, bro. Like, it was just a lot. And then, like, for the first episode, I thought it was going to be
a banger.
A banger.
For sure.
It was a banger, though, because the numbers were crazy. I mean, we're sitting on 10.8K
That
views
is dope engagement.
for the first episode. Please give yourselves a round of
That is dope engagement. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you,
yeah,
guys.
well, thank you to everyone that's been supporting us because yabo lewe ibingazikwenzeka without nina.
For sure.
And now we just want to take it to the next level, which is
highest level.
Sean, how do you feel about the production team?
Yabona Kumu, I was happy because it like had a dope studio in terms of green screen and everything was professional at first. But ngoku xa sesithi abazahlala phansi, I like noticed that there was only one camera.
That's where the problem started.
And then also there was no mic like this.
Yeah.
So that gone, okay, it's gonna be a flop, but maybe we'll see it post production because most of also forget background effects.
Yeah.
Bit dope. It wasn't.
Yeah, he just set too much expectations, good, and
it
was really disappointing. It was really because we're like, yabo, la episode angayibukeli ncam because like the ending yakhona. Even the ending.
Ooh, the ending.
Abantu bathi ending
the ending.
Iphele
esithubeni yabo ndibe ngabantu nami xa sendijonga like nyani iphele esithubeni because we did a dope ass topic after that about
politics.
About the politics, and then we did a dope ass outro grand. But now it seems as if we were unprepared.
Yeah, it did.
But,
it made us look better so much, and we have so much potential from what I'm seeing. And it's just, hey, we were just jeopardized by the lighting and the sound. But other than that, guys, we did good.
So let's say
we did good.
That person is watching. I'm not going to name him.
Yeah.
That person is watching.
Yeah.
What's your message, Gui?
Invest in better equipment. You're a great guy. Yeah, you know how to push conversation. You know how to put yourself out there. But it's just invest in proper.
Yeah.
And also, guys, if instead of putting yourself in a position where now we will have to come here and give feedback that is not nice. Do you understand what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. And he like does look like someone that is creative in terms of art and like knowing what he wants. But he didn't have much resources to do what he wanted.
It's in a message, Gui.
Shout out.
Yeah, message.
I don't want to hate on anyone.
Nah, bro, like, nah,
I don't want to hate on anyone.
I'm building you. Invest in proper equipment.
But the thing is, you can't tell us a studio is booked for a whole fucking month, but if you shoot a month,
And in that is prior before see about we're gonna shoot this day.
We have one camera because there's a shooting happening downstairs. So I understand. And now it's the studio not being available. So should I be?
Hey.
So should I be?
Hey man,
You understand?
let's just carry on with
Anyway.
the show.
That is the past.
Let's just carry on with the show. We have a better team now, and we're gonna operate, yabo.
Yeah.
So what's the first segment of today?
We have sexual orientation.
Oh.
And this is all leading from the Stain City School incident of a child. Okay, not a child per se, but
A student.
yeah, like parents were signing up petitions so that the matters of transgender and,
Transgender.
sexual orientation in general not being discussed in classrooms. And it was a big thing. But it's crazy. If you go look it up right now, you won't find a single thing.
Is it a private school or a public school?
It's a private school.
Yeah, I'm also private.
Primary
Stain
or high
City.
school?
It's a together.
Oh, so it's a together thing.
It's a together thing.
So umntana akadiscoverisha ba kuyiphi grade?
No. In terms of it's primary to high. So they just split it up. That high school, but they all fall under one thing. That's what's called Stain City School, not Stain City High School or Stain
And then
City Primary School.
the learner is in high school or primary school.
I'm not aware of that, honestly. It was really hard doing research in terms of this because of the lack of
resources.
Speaking
of a lack of resources, I think we also have a lack of knowledge when it comes to a
Sexual orientation.
transgender or that sexual orientation, but specifically a transgender, because it's mostly common in America, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So when it's this side, it's something which is it's a good thing where we can educate about the because now we live in a world where everyone has a say, bro.
For sure.
Say whether you're heterosexual,
Everyone is
homosexual, pansexual, and whatever.
Yeah.
At least now funeka uvakalile ingathi ba ngenxa majority yabantu bezi heterosexual funeka kumamelwe bona qha
It's gonna
follow
be
their own beliefs.
heterosexual.
Bona lawe.
Yeah.
Bruh, like I said, we live in a society where abantu they don't have a voice, whether you could be black, white, or whatever. But the topic is sexuality. It's something that we need to dive in kakhulu as a band, especially also in the black culture, because I feel like abantu that are homosexual or that are a different sexuality than heterosexual.
Yeah.
The norm.
Yeah.
Exactly the norm. Abamamelwa jo.
Yeah.
Abamamelwa. Esikasi, some of them are endangered also. They go out there.
Yeah.
They're not heterosexual.
Yeah.
Yabo. You go in spaces where they male dominated, yabo.
Yeah.
Ungene pha as umuntu say you're homosexual. They see you differently.
gym and then go.
Yeah, and some people state
enough.
that they feel uncomfortable when they see homosexual people around them, especially males. This is really a male thing that
Why
they
though?
feel
Tell me
uncomfortable to a point where they start attacking them physically, not just verbally, physically. Better just because
It's because of
it's
trauma.
not the same.
It
I
is
don't
them
know.
fighting against their
Trauma
beliefs
njani
and
fethu?
not-
How can you be traumatized by umuntu oqala umbona?
Kaloku mhlawumbi we have a story back then, but maybe you move here are also gonna turn you into a movie.
Intoni?
Don't use that term.
Kaloku
Gonna get us cancelled.
I'm sorry.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
bekubizwa njalo gay people are known as movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Is dabane.
Yeah.
Ekhasi kubizwa lo hlobo. So mhlawumbi kaloku kuba kuthiwa mhlawumbi if ubanjwe sisitabane ungaye uncokola nazo then nawe uzabonwa esona.
But then in some cases, it's not even being touched by them. Like you could be sitting there and I could be sitting there and I just feel very triggered by your sexuality and I attack you. It's crazy.
I get born they are mentally
It's a lot
disturbed.
of
And why is it nalawe
bullying.
yoba let's say you get a mhlawumbi umchito othile, but he's more comfortable around amameti than guys, but he's not gay. What do you think about Lowe? But they would consider him gay.
Mhlawumbi lo muntu grew up with sisters masisho because it depends on the background yakho, but how were you brought up? If mhlawumbi ngumuntu that grew up in a male dominated household,
So
then
conditioned to
now
those spaces.
but okay, sure, everything should be heterosexual.
But don't you think that's where the growth of your sexuality begins? For instance,
True.
in terms
Yeah,
of if I was, for instance, let's say I grew up in a male-dominated family. I had a lot of brothers and stuff like that. And then I adapted to the way things were doing by males.
Sure.
You understand? Don't you think that's where my sexuality then would start picking up?
We tomboy.
For instance.
Example.
Example.
I think ibanjalo, but it depends, bro. Like it really depends because I mean, I'll be going like 24/7.
Yeah,
sure.
You get exposed to a school after school, the cookie extracurriculums or Zenzai. Get exposed to different people and different backgrounds. So school Fika now, you can see about Komanya Mandomazan, you play games.
Yeah.
Like if
And
so
So what if I got interested with Lalupuca? My page.
Ball.
That's the page you do.
Don't
That's
think.
page.
Kiandazi fendi cheese boy.
Marbles.
It's marbles.
Ekhaya ndakhula ndidlala PlayStation. Obviously nawazi amapheki.
Oh,
Yazi Don.
concerning. Is that spinning thing?
Oh, you know they are got the
Top. Yeah, top. I don't know.
But then also like TV now, like show like is showing all of this sexual things. Like like a guy kissing a guy on TV or like music videos. And then Lana can like influence
I was
other
actually
people
watching an anime a series called Castle Pennsylvania or something like that. And there was like a gay vampire kissing a gay knight.
Yeah,
it was my first time seeing Lono like on the animation. I was like, we're moving in the right direction. About now, they are conditioned to this
showcase.
Is a norm now. And abantu abaninzi, in order for bona bakwazi uba conditioned in a way. A lot of people subscribe to TV screens, TV shows and whatever.
Fully subscribe.
So the more people watches us, like say abantu baba, like let's say for example, into zenzeka kuzalo. For generation alone. People are conditioned by ngolahlobo. But also like it shows ezinja, it depends on what's the narrative are you trying to push. Yeah, but because I mean like certain shows like TV na yakuyibukela mhlambi about 5 years ago, I won't lie. I only stream my shit in like
okay.
Anything that you watch on SABC on your SABC one, it's like you watch a show and then you show itini. It's a show where if black culture is just considered as drugs, there's never
gangsters and killing people.
There's never a black excellence. And then on another heavy note, very heavy note, there's been an incident that happened in Joburg at Zanzou.
The Zanzou incident. Oh, guys, that incident is crazy. Apparently, it's owned by a German-French man.
Bro, for abantu abangayaziyo, I think I should read the Landuka up article that I researched about land. But there's an ongoing investigation about land. So they say about the Zanzou incident, according to a blog that I read up, News 24. But police are searching for 8 men in connection with multiple charges, including compelled rape, assault, criminal injury, intimidation, and kidnapping at Zanzou nightclub.
Kidnapping?
My man, it's got great. National Police spokesman Brigadier Atlanta Mart said after a call by police for victims to come forward, 3 victims aged 20, 21, and 22 have since come forward.
They're young.
Inverted commas, the victims alleged that the incident happened in January 2023, wherein a dispute arose between the 5 friends, bouncers, and manager of the nightclub. The bouncers and the manager allegedly forced the 5 victims into a storeroom and began assaulting them. Instructed them to insert alcohol bottles into their private parts and forced them to perform sexual acts on themselves, which was, I heard, maba masturbate during that, and they were tied, and yeah. And then the guy that shared this video is Pablo. And I actually saw him on social media. He said he's gonna share because there was a whole lot of things happening. But it's crazy, Joe.
It's crazy. January. My question is, uthuleleni mawande? What do you mean? Why is it popping up now?
But do you really think it's popping up now? They're trying to because even the security company, I was not part of Windows Gazans. It's the security company that they employed, that they have hired by Mababipa. They're the ones that conducted Yongela way. Only because Babik 10 people patali bill. And also
I was about to ask because I've been hearing people are saying that Babe phone and other people are saying about Landuzanang they weren't able to pay the bill.
But at what extent fair to like andi patalanga bill? I'm not back in the day you patalanga bill, or something like that.
And then it's like legally
or they take one, like for instance your phone. They keep your phone until you come and pay for it.
Can you imagine lo trauma lo much tagu?
There's a guy who's actually missing from the incident.
Victims.
Who's the guy?
The victims, one of them is missing. And yeah, he's been looked for, guys. So
If you
keep an
find
eye
him.
out.
Yo, like, if you call someone that knows anything about the incident, please contact the police,
Yo,
bro,
guys,
'cause
imagine the
it's crazy.
trauma.
It's
The
crazy.
trauma.
And then also think about their like families, but how they feel in
But
this
besides
difficult time.
that, now you hear, we all know gore, you went through this. Yes, most of us are going to feel sorry for you, but having to live with yourself, knowing gore, you had to do things that weren't on your consent, because you didn't consent to that. As much as you did it to yourself, you didn't
Inhumane
consent to
things,
that.
bro. Like,
That's crazy.
Taking a
see what I
bottle
mean.
and shoving it into
That's crazy. Kwalo uyicingileyo
bad,
is
bad.
so dirty.
Pindu
That is-
bed, to
Whatever
Pindu
idea
bed,
that
to-
was.
He tell you to masturbate.
Oh,
And I think I'm to do Pablo.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a certain incident that happened to Kwenye restaurant when last year in Joburg, which
Yeah.
is the same owner owns la restaurant.
What is it?
Yeah.
Babel.
I think
Oh,
Lelo
yeah.
Gama. But
Yeah,
what they do is that, so I have his Zanzou ngok, ne? So they're gonna close down the Zanzou and then just rebrand ibele elinye igama bayenze baphinde bavule
Because
restaurant.
it's under different management.
Yabola we.
Yeah, but like
That's crazy.
like the stories and traumas from that
Strategic,
place
but it's crazy.
are still gonna be there. Even if like change branding or
Have you been to Zanzou? Have you seen Zanzou?
I
you
haven't
been to
even been to Joburg.
But I haven't
I've
even
been to
left Cape Town. So
I'm
been to
I haven't even left
Zanzou.
Cape Town.
I've been to Zanzou.
Kunjani pa?
There's no windows there, guys. It's the devil's place.
Okay, so how was your first experience?
It was
Walk
crazy.
us through about like how you felt.
Have you been to Sneaker Hotel?
Yeah, I've been there.
The one in Cape Town?
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay. Sneaker Hotel is shaped the same way as Zanzou in terms of there's no air, there's no nothing. Everything is
just aircon.
just
Okay.
everything is just so packed. I'm a very claustrophobic person, so my experience wasn't bad. But thank God they didn't have those, the flashing.
Oh,
the-
there's
When
a
was it?
disco
just
lights.
smoke. I so booza.
When was it, Kalo?
It's like
You're
2 years
digging.
ago.
So it was 2023 when the incident happened.
During the
No,
first
it's
incident,
a
versus
ham,
Zanzou.
Kalo sense you when you went there.
Oh wow, no! I'm talking about the placement of Zanzou.
I don't know where I live, but okay.
Yeah,
What's in the
So what?
yeah.
Anyway, so it's similar to the same place, and honestly, my first experience at Zanzou, it was nice because I was with my friends. They didn't have those flashy thingies, so
So be a corner like a hectic, is like you would suspect about Apa they doing some shady business.
no,
Or
no,
even
none
the
of that.
bouncers, but
No, no, bouncers they strict, Zona. They strict, and I feel like that's their job.
Do they have restrictions like Kabona Abanda Bapa? Like usually I won't say which clubs, but in some clubs you can see bar there are girls that are underage about part.
That's the one thing about Zanzou. They didn't allow that. No one 25.
You need to
You
present
need
an
to
ID.
present your ID. That's one thing about them.
But in Islam, things change after you went.
Currently, I'm
Currently,
experience.
in Islam, it's different. Maybe they're like sneak girls
I
at
wouldn't be
back
shocked,
and then
guys.
Sunday.
Sneaking from the back.
Sneaking from the back.
shocked.
Speaking
like
of sneaking in the back,
Yeah.
Minister of Finance sneaked us in the back.
Was it Tubu?
Yeah,
Was it 2% of it?
That's crazy.
How do you feel about that?
Mna? I think it's ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like it's ridiculous.
15% to 17.
I think it's ridiculous. Shame.
Yo,
Because
Melissa
already we
Baturo.
can't maintain the 15 we have right now. Already the cost of living is crazy at this point as it is right
Especially
now.
in Cape Town.
Funny, you know.
Like, especially
Play
in Cape
economy
Town.
kunzima no betch
17.
intombazana uyalona.
Uhleli ungafuni ubheja nje. Uhleli ungafuni.
You are
It's not like
Secrets. But like nyanyachu, like 2% of IVET inyuke, that's crazy. But I think it's still with Ilanduga, they're still discussing
Yeah,
it.
for
Since why
sure.
because they even a budget
Okay.
speech because of since now it's a coalition government.
Yeah, with the
Aba Akrishan, and I actually read up even in your article on Ilaweza DA Ilanduga. About this whole budget of speech thing being postponed. And also apparently the Rand came down 1% on that day when they announced
yo.
like say budget of speech has been postponed.
Does that affect our currency?
It does, bro.
I mean, it does because
No. Does the speech not taking part affect the currency?
Look, let's say about
a good
investors
question.
abroad, yeah? They need to know about okay, i-budget of the speech kuzoyaziwa uba kulo nyaka imali ispendwa kule government.
Yeah.
I mean kule
Like
municipality
budget
njalo. So investors zobona ba si investa phi kanye njalo yabo. So awuna budget for unyaka.
But it was postponed.
Fundini ayo budget yoba siyaphuma le siyokala sithini. I-budget yoba can't really. Fundini like you speaking of billions, bro. And uncela abana budget. It can't range ngana budget, bro.
I think Sinayo budget, it was just postponed for certain reasons.
Allegedly.
What type of reasons?
Allegedly.
It is ezinjani according to
because
allegedly.
Also, personally, I think after like the Trump thing, then there's a reason why budget is
that
budget
could be
speech
the
is
effect.
Uyalanga mithi iyaqala ukwenzeka la wefonini. Iyaqala ukwenzeka. Njani? Like I don't understand joke, but nisakhangela le week elomjita we DA ipile.
So allegedly, guys, they said that the budget speech was stopped because of other factors. Yeah.
What factor?
But then for the ngayo factor is the factor of the strikes happening at UCT. Yes.
I haven't been tapped in London. When's
guys?
Students
don't have accommodation. NSFAS is cutting them off. They won't have NSFAS.
There's no funding for like some courses and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It is painful to be honest, but you know that is dealt with in Ngoku.
Do you have NSFAS?
Why booze on the public platform?
Just to see
why booze on the public platform? Nah, like I don't have it, but
yeah,
I wish I had type of
emotional ways as like in terms of studying, like how's the environment there UCT, like are people studying Oganye? It's just on hold, everything is on hold.
So now like we had to study online because of that. But it was only for like a few days. It wasn't like current, like okay.
Are they sorting it out or what's happening?
Yeah, they like sorted things out and everyone has
for sure accommodation. Back to your article.
Article yam umjita uthi apha according to besichila utamsaya ba mandithi according to John Steenhuisen, the postponement of the Minister of Finance's 2025 to 2026 national budget speech today is a victory for the people of South Africa, as it prevents the implementation of a 2% VAT increase that would have broken the back of our economy. Up in the Atumjita, the postponement resulted from the DA's resolute opposition to the ANC's plan to hike VAT at a time when millions of South Africans are already suffering under a cost of living crisis.
Mom, Kiza guys is suffering.
The last minute postponement came about because of the failure by the ANC and specifically Finance Minister Enoch Gondongwana's failure to engage meaningfully with the alternative proposals tabled by the DA. Following our defeats of the ANC's plan to hike VAT, we will now fight with the same vigor to introduce a new budget that is anchored in growing the economy rather than increasing taxes or debt.
Damn.
Yeah, bo.
But hey guys,
Jama
Sotini.
We have no control.
17, South 17, and I could be Malka 17. And that's Mchanam.
But then okay. No, never mind.
And you understand that like there's clubs where they charge you for VAT.
Clubs.
Yeah, it was going to club.
Kusekoneza always the tips back.
Oh, damn.
A certain percentage tips and on.
Yeah, and then
everything.
And then there are people that still evade to pay tax. People that have mad.
Oh, Mam Kiza, sorry. Oh, shame.
Can you explain about Ushwan?
So now, USAS Mam Kiza has a case with USAS for a tax evasion.
Okay.
So, Londo, led to USAS Magatin. Maga is in like Dr. Malinga type beat. Tatis knows yo, bro, the cars that they took, it's a lot, like a fleet of cars, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is with USAS, when they take something from Google, let's say they take you $1 million or $1 million rand car, they can probably sell it for like 300,000.
Yeah, you can.
You subsidize it. Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Kakile yonke la mali ebeyitshala USAS, which is probably a huge ass amount.
Yeah,
since a billionaire. Yeah, bo. Walanduka ke ngoku now USAS is trying to sell ilanduka
Iklabhu yakhe.
M. But yeah, kuchiyo kuthiwa
I'm not gonna
What
lie,
does that mean, though?
the tweets about Andile is crazy. I'm loving those tweets. The tweets about,
tweets
about how mommy can't do it for you anymore. You
Hey,
can't
what
do
do
it
you
for
say,
your
Mama's
money
boy, Nyani, what?
anymore.
Khula
shame,
spoiled,
Mama's
man.
boy. Who's spoiled?
njani.
Who's spoiled Andile? Anything Andile wants gets.
Imao, Ilenuzo, any club, is it still gonna be like under their family name? Okay, is it owned by someone
Fethu kaloku
else?
club when it's getting sold
Apparently, it's gonna change to back to Bloemfontein Celtics.
Oh, because
Serious?
Yes, because it
bought
was
from
that. Then now they're gonna change it back to that. Apparently, allegedly.
Andibukeli mina ibhola fethu but ngiyazithanda indaba zabantu engixatyala imali inenza umsila because awunot yabo
Thina sibhadala i-tax, wena
usazifana
ubhadala.
nalaa mntu ubone kuse xa let's say shona untyala imali yabo
Sure.
uthi uzandibhatala next week but le weekend ngibona use-IAP
Yeah.
iyandicaphukisa enza ithatha i-TV yako kwenu
Ithenga iwash.
i-TV yako kwenza ithatha ndizawuthatha ifowuni yakho
Ungabi nanto poster.
Hayi.
That's crazy. Imagine uthatha ifoni kakashona ivlog yonke.
Yo,
It's
accuse
banazo
abantu
ube khale
sebazayithanda
yami,
la content iphaa
Let's uthatha vlog.
Ube
ube
Sure.
khale yami.
yeah
But yeah, guys, another thing I wanted us to talk about is celebrity culture in South Africa.
celebrity
I have
culture
a lot of questions about that
Yes.
topic.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my boy.
So-
Yiza.
So kudala mos besibona a celebrity as someone that is like a role model, okay, umntu that is influencing us to be better people, okay, to like get to where we want in life.
Yeah.
So ngoku currently like the state of celebrity culture has a lot of ins and outs.
Yeah.
Meaning about umntu can be a celebrity based on their skill in sport, based on their acting ability and also talent.
Sure.
And dancing.
And dancing
sure,
as well.
sure.
So ngoku currently we have influencers. We have TikTokers. We have people that entertain us on our mobile device.
Yeah.
Are they also celebrities or are they people that keeps us entertained?
So
Should I take this one?
it's a matter of how do you identify a celebrity in 2025?
That's a good.
Yabo,
That's a good
exam
way to put it.
effect is yabo. It's basically, first of all, how are you influencing a band? Let's say if you wear a brand, for example, the Fix, on a shirt. But no, like on a serious note, like let's say, I feel like I'm celebrity, idolizer, someone that has a social media presence, someone that set trends, like a trend set, someone.
yeah.
Or like, let's say on Twitter, like I'll make an example. Casper will forever be a celebrity. Bro.
Yamthanda uCasper. Yeah.
He's an idol, fethu. Like,
Yamthanda
jonga ngoku Casper, like ubambe i-internet, gezi.
Yeah, because of ingoma yakhe as well.
Yucava.
And his
Ingoma
ugly
yakhe ewe.
Imali laa ngoma.
But like say, yeah, marketing yakhona enjani. But back to my point. So I feel like there's factors as a celebrity as Casper is a good example of that. But can go like we live in a time where people, you can be a celeb or you can have so many followers on social media in an instant.
Yeah,
You post a viral video. Yeah, bro. That viral, let's say you post 5 viral videos and then that gets you to question status about being an influencer.
influencer. Also,
Say as a chum.
how many
Indeed.
followers do you need to
Indeed.
be considered as an influencer, like someone who
I
is
don't think
into
it's about
influencer?
following, hey? Because for instance, my following, I have a lot of following in terms of TikTok, but I'm not an influencer. People don't know of me.
For yabo ngoku, I think celebrities ezikhoyo ngoku, like amahotman amadala or Scoop those people were culture curators. They were never influencers back in the day because the social media, people were not tapped into social media.
Yeah,
at that time.
Dala TV and magazine made you a celebrity.
So bona as a culture curator, i-brand yafika kuwe ayithi ba exam Lushi nazi izikipha ezithile, we want you to market them at a certain way.
Yeah.
I-culture curator brand yafika kuwe ithi kuse, how can we penetrate this certain market?
Show us your engagement. Show us your views.
Show us how we can penetrate this market
Yeah.
and then benefit from kuyo.
Yeah, I hear you.
Way. Like I would say Ricky Rig,
Yeah.
he'll forever be a culture curator.
You are a
He'll
legend,
forever be
Ricky Rig.
remembered
Boy.
for his culture. But now Ricky
R.I.P.
Rig through clock culture ayenzile, and now there's this whole trend walk. Yeah, but a newborn culture of influencers.
Yeah.
Whereas now you get photographers that are influencers, you get fashion influencers, you
Modelers or
get
influencers.
models, bro. Yeah, bro.
But then also, I have a question in terms of like influencer and then content creator, because there are people that create good content. Like some as are like ASMP videos
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
sounds of Longelano. Is it like considered as like a ngumdu or you celeb that is doing that, or is it someone that just creating content to like
a content creator
make a living?
Creator.
I mean, a content creator, you do transition
It can
to being
be an influencer,
because you transition, Lon. I feel like
from creating content to influencing.
You first start off as a content creator where you create content not knowing about is a big up here, right?
And then also like your
Grace.
content might influence people.
You see, about Grace in matter of a year, bro,
Grace.
from Grace Mondlane, ne? Grace Mondlana's on your sister vlogs, yabo.
Okay.
Grace fit within a year, she got like 900K plus followers on TikTok through content.
She started influencing.
Yeah, bro. Now she's an influencer doing brand works. Yeah, was you feel like amazing, like direction, it's super amazing. She's a good example of a content creator turning into an influencer, and being a celebrity. Yeah, bro. So ngoku as a celebrity, mhlawumbi now you could probably mhlawumbi celebrity ngathi ngabantu abambi awards ezithile
Yes, I was about to say.
Award ceremonies and also interviews.
Where are influencers celebrated ke ngoku? Yeah, bro.
Sibakhona nje like award show
Don't
for
they
like
have
social
influencer
media.
awards and stuff?
Since you yabo, do we see the most awarded par? Yabo, because it's say like nyanyani, there could be influencers where they they do have like 1 million or whatever followers. But the only content that they focus on is just humor or TikTok sounds.
Okay.
And then you get influencers where they do brand works. Yeah. Like let's say I'm making an example about Uzuki.
Making sales.
Uzuki does she has a deal with Jameson and whatever.
Okay.
And her career is literally here.
Apparently she's on awkward dates also.
Is she?
Yeah, I got boom.
In my episode.
She said she was on Express.
Oh,
but I missed it, bro, because it was like at 6 a.m.
But late. Uyone is always late. Like,
so that's why I'm on YouTube.
Aye. Soon far come. But yeah.
But yeah, so no, man.
So work niggas email be influencer
Also, you also DJ, so I feel like you can incline with
not teacher.
DJ.
Next week, I'm gonna Populace teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Talk to my boss.
DJ.
Talk to my boss.
What?
Talk to my boss.
What? Anyway.
But yeah, so okay, another thing that I wrote in my notes that I wanted us to talk about is urhulumente. Urhulumente, guys. It has hit 1 million views.
That's big.
It's two cultures.
That's big.
Of Josie,
That's big.
Cape
The
Town
thing is,
coming
like
together
collaboration,
and making
it goes
And also, it is a future of hip hop in terms of like the cars.
sure.
Like now, anyone in cars can like be like, okay, now I can be a rapper. I can just.
I feel like they introduced in the big dala.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, land.
Because you hardly see any especially hip hop. Kama piano, there are camps where there's a Maporisa camp where there's Okabza, Scott, like in hip hop, there's camps where there's a certain camp, NJ, like busy. But for me to see Bravo, D, Kriki, Chanaka Malume, Mark Lera Topo, Uzili also, like to see that whole combination becoming Indo NJ.
Yeah.
Bro, that song I used to
That is big.
That's AP Vespa.
And that's the
word. That's a one. Khani zathi ba kuba ndimthanda and kuba ngempahla yakhe.
Bravo. Ta bravo.
Sela yeke spani bhatalela ngomani rap. Anhlali eshowini nenza imali nenibethe. Sidwala siyadura neliqula liyadura ezigrills bayasifuna hayi kancane bamba ndiyeke. Sithi uli yonke nange vula umlenze ukuba umlizana ngicela zapha ngoncibele.
Okay. Anyway,
speaking of Bravo.
For them, I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of Bravo.
Yeah.
He has kids now. He's back in SA.
He's back.
And he has a baby.
Now.
Yeah. Ngifora malume but.
Malume.
Do into zo malume.
And fleko yakusela.
I got sure.
So yakusela lo.
So like suyibona ihleli pha.
Did you guys expect him like when he said he has a baby? Did you see him as someone
that is a good
who
question.
Have a baby right now?
That is a good question.
In his peak of
I don't see it as a disadvantage.
No, I wouldn't say it's a disadvantage.
Because I don't know if many people, but mna personally or through looking up body umsebenzi wakhe. He's no longer he has to prove himself anymore.
For sure.
He's just doing music for the love of music.
For sure.
And then
He's
also
doing
making
fashion,
a living.
Yeah, bro. So I feel like, you know, like,
Yo, Lucy will find a way. We'll find a way.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Size yakho.
Yeah.
Size
I know
yakho.
custom made. But anyway, like Bravo feel to like he's in his own lane, yeah, bro. So we never know about he's at a point where he can settle down.
Yeah.
Which is on the fight, like I'm happy for him. As long as he's happy, I'm happy for him. Like I'm just for abantu that do is in Kuba befunu like ikubo. Because now you live in a time on social media. People have expectations as well because you're in the public light.
For sure.
Yeah.
So why was Ubanomdana? Go to 20, why was
committed relationship?
Like, bro, like just mind your own business. Lom is feeding us music, is feeding us fashion. Just be grateful for that.
And also
if
is
you can see
talented.
your favorite artist like growing and developing and just evolving. That's something beautiful to see.
For sure.
Yeah, but and personally, I'm excited to see like Ikariaki's about because now like the gigs as he has going on, it's crazy.
Lucy has something to say.
Is he going to be the next MT in terms of now talking about, you know how MT talks a lot about his son and his, you know, and also STC, when STC fell pregnant, started talking a lot about all of Nike and stuff like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, it would be a very beautiful piece. Irregardless. But do you think it's going to be something like that? I know.
Captions
I know.
I'm sure he's proud of his son.
Too much. Hey, what else do we have for today?
Oh,
on today,
Mr. Taylor's Asian tour.
Damn, bro.
That is a big step.
Yo, that's dope.
That is a big
I didn't know,
step.
guys, at Thailand. I'm not gonna like
Who are we,
I want Njani market.
Osazo.
You're like, I want Njani market. Because he went there in Wakala Wayapa, go 2020, I think he went to Korea. For 2023, and then he went to the UK.
Yeah.
And then now he's doing another show, but 4 countries in walk.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, bro.
Imagine.
That is crazy.
Shine Lee.
But then also, it like shows how like music isn't about the wording or like the lyrics. It's about like how it makes you feel. Yeah, but piano can go wherever because abantu feel great whenever they listen to.
There was a conversation, a debate on social media about how Gqom is techno. How do you guys feel about
it does sound like techno though.
I think they think probably like it's techno music or trance music because of BPM yakho, the frequency of it. Like
well.
it gives you like energy. Yeah, but I'm not sure if you could listen to Gqom, yase Depen.
You are different Gqom, yeah.
Like when you listen to like Gqom,
I like Gqom.
it's crazy. Yeah, but also like it could be a thing about he has fans that side. Yeah, but they follow his work and they actually want to see him in person. Yeah, because
so base emotion like pa. They are working there, guys. They went there for school.
Yo, if there are any fans in South Korea, please book the flight. KaiMichaelson.genius.com.
MC of the world.
Yeah, and also K-Kid is about to release an album.
Shout out.
Called Dulanduka. Bite the Bullet.
Can I be honest?
Bite the bullet.
I only know one song of K-Kid. And let me tell you why. I'm not a hip hop star.
I'm a piano.
Yeah,
I'm a piano.
And I'm not. I've heard her. She's good from that song because I like that song.
Yeah, K-Kid.
She's good.
Which song is that one?
She's really good.
K-Kid.
Kid. Good luck on your album from me
But
to your boy Kai Michaelson.
And then also, what does the title mean? Like bite the bullet? Is it bite?
I didn't go into depth.
Because like most artists have
Bite
a
the
meaning,
bullet.
okay, like a main reason why they name their songs.
What would you think? Like if you would have to put it into your terms, what would you think it would be?
Like bite a bullet, maybe. I don't. And yeah, some and yeah, mantul and yeah. Because
I think I have an idea. When I think it's like Namandi. Okay.
Oh yeah, artist.
I think in terms of like bite the bullet, in terms of like there's going to be a lot of hardships coming up your way, but it's your place to.
I take.
Do you understand? I think that's how I view it. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
And kid from the energy, your kid is a person that's meaningful. If a kid ba uteba, I'll kill show because I've seen her from like performing it down in Long Street. There's a place that we used to go to called the Saggy Stones. They used to support. Jesus used to do Ilanduka shows like a part to promote Ilanduka, the local talents. Yo, kid.
That's why also, okay.
Like
Kid, when she performs, like she knows, but I think like each and every time, like excel, like and I think upper going, she deserves it. Yeah, but
she's
she
big
also deserves
now.
love from even here in the mother city. But she's getting, I feel like she's getting genuine love from everywhere. Even I said to us, they've welcomed her. Okay,
let's prioritize that, guys. Prioritize supporting our upcoming.
What are your plans for the upcoming weekend?
My plans for the upcoming weekend: maintenance week for me.
Uyalala
hosta. Let me explain.
This weekend,
Andithi mina inhloko yenze ekseni. Pha ekseni kakhulu. Dilali. Divuke. Zoyibona ba yapi ke.
Believer.
Utwena like uyavuka wenza maintenance and then ulale and then pino vuka.
I have church.
Saturday.
No, it's not that. We have a guild district opening. So we have to be there from Saturday.
By the time Nina
till Monday.
Nina, by the time Namgelo Fev,
that's crazy.
Also, I have a question. Also, there's there's an article about this teenager who took his own life because of bullying in school or at school. So my take on it is bullying still acknowledged in school now? Because Dalamos, it was a big thing, and Sakuma it shows on TV.
I never understood the concept of bullying. And I also feel like abanda that feel inferior with themselves.
Projecting.
They just projecting the inferiorities because what do you mean? And then I just choose violence for 7 police and go. I feel like even as a police, they actually need to be charged.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean you drove?
It should be a crime.
Exactly, bro. Like, what do you mean you drive?
No,
in terms of like, can you get arrested for being bullied?
I don't know.
I think you
but
can.
We'll search it. But like, nyani, bro. Like, the bullying has got grand, and I feel like
when are you were you bullied in school? Now
I never
had low self-esteem. Not that I'm saying about another police.
No one
low self-esteem.
Yeah. Okay, maybe like verbal bullying.
Yeah, I've always been cool, bro. I've always been cool.
I was bullied.
And thing is a school in me alone.
Things I know.
And it's a school in. I know what you like podcast. And after.
Type your things. I'm a pepe as a puma.
Oh yeah, no. Exam papers.
Okay.
When I were you bullied at school?
I was bullied. But it didn't affect me.
It's a safe space.
Sorry,
that's crazy. It didn't affect me. It actually boosted my confidence.
I didn't live police.
As in the baiting I was bullied. I was in boarding school.
You were in boarding school.
And then they would take my tag. There was this one girl. She would take my tag.
You know
and
tag?
Tag is like sweetener chips in it. Nibbles.
I am learning.
No, it's not an actual word. It's just a name, made up word.
Good.
So, yeah. And then they used to bully me in terms of, she used to do that. And then the others would just call me names. But then it grew my confidence. And in Goku, I can stand and be like, I'm a slim girl with that no waist.
Touch my blood. Let me touch your blood.
Thank you. Thank you.
What advice would you give people that are going through the same situation that you were in?
In terms of being bullied?
Being bullied and also being called names.
It's very hard. It depends on like what type of person you are. Do you take? Okay, that means you take words to heart. But like, how long does it take for you to be like, you know what? Whatever, it's whatever.
Yeah, like you push away.
Yes, it depends on how you deal with people's words. But what I did might not work for what you did. I'm a very person. I've
Sure.
always been okay, you know?
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to move away from being bullied.
Okay,
But
that's
some
good.
people, they take it in. All I can say is you are not what they're saying and they just have problems. And if I was you, I'd call social worker and take them to therapy. Take them to therapy.
And that's it from Ku Lushi Bapulapuli about bullying. And that's it from us, Populace Market. Before we go,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
there's an event happening next week, the 1st
Of March.
of March, which is a Tamagu and Friends event. You're gonna find it on Populace Market page. So just make sure Banislandelela pa with all the details and so make sure that don't forget you subscribe, you like, you comment, and
Press
this
the
is Populace
notification
Chats.
button.
If ndiyakwazi ukuqhwesha ecaweni ndiye ku-event, I think you can do the same.
Populace Chats.
I think you can do
We
the
are
same.
out.
See you on the next one.
In the cut with my twin, we be vibing.